Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Changing the Lost Vanity. Vanity is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game set in southern Florida during the year 1993. Follow Katrina, played by Tillman, Raymond, played by Chris, Isabel, played by Andrew, Frank, played by Slavic, and Adam as the storyteller, as they uncover the mysteries of the true Fae and forge new paths for themselves in a world of beauty and madness. Follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM for channel updates, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Raymond and Charlie, anything else you guys wanted to do for the night? Or are you guys just kind of setting up, getting him set up on the couch or whatever and crashing?
Just getting him set up, getting ready for the long haul, then going to bed. On my recliner, kind of like half awake, half asleep, just preparing. But I figure it's not going to be bad in the first night, you know what I mean?
Katrina, are you just sleeping right now or anything going on at home?
Maybe I've put a TV on or something just to get my mind off what happened. Just so try to relax for the night as best as I can.
Anything specific you're watching, or do you want me to fill in?
You can improvise something into there.
You're watching like telenovelas, which are like Spanish soap operas. You're just watching it. You have no idea what they're saying, but it's just kind of it's like a mindless thing. You're sort of just taking in the drama of the show without really knowing the specifics. But that's just kind of going on in the background of your small TV set, bunny ear antennas, and every now and then a little static ripple you'll see. You're kicking back in bed, trying to wind down. You kind of have like that like little bit of adrenaline from just, being upset a little bit, which is natural. So you're just trying to wind down after the night. Anything you wanted to say about like what you're thinking about right now? Or I know we kind of covered a lot of that. So
the whole thing with Raymond is worrying to her. Obviously, the story that what was his name? So the
Charlie?
Charlie, yes.
Yep.
That's also definitely on her mind, but she doesn't really know where to put that. Like, in a way, she doesn't trust him, really, because obviously he's been doing drugs and he's lost his clarity, so maybe he's just making shit up. She doesn't really understand how any of this works, but...
Right, and you were kind of also taken aback how members of this freehold seemingly are, somewhat complacent in the fact that some of its members' lives are just falling apart, and they're just watching, pretty much accepting it, and that to you is just it's alarming. It's very unsettling because this is supposed to be like the refuge for people like yourself, and it's not what you want to see.
Yeah, I'm actually going to make that one of my goals, to try to work with at least the autumn court, maybe more of the courts, to channel that fear of the true Fae with the story that Charlie told her, to work together and reach out more, basically form a stronger bond.
Isabel, is there anything you wanted to cover right now, or I'm assuming what's going on right now is not something we need to cover, but
when the act is done,
mm-hmm.
she'll kind of just lay there waiting for him to fall asleep, and
he dozes off fairly quickly. He's had a couple drinks and he's been dancing all night, and so he's out.
So when he passes out, she'll kind of like roll over and touch her forehead to his, and that allows her to kind of enter his dreams and shape them how she wants. The contract, let's see, it has a role associated with it. It's not automatic. Forging the dream. Wits and weird, because I think there might be some bonuses that could possibly apply to this here. You're doing Forging the Dream, so that's Dream 2. Let me describe what I was going to try and accomplish with this.
Okay, yep.
She is going to craft a dream in his mind that is like an extension of this night. She wants to leave like a lasting impression, because these dreams, when they wake up, they will remember them. They can't forget these dreams. And so she's going to he's going to be like reliving everything over in his head, right? And just kind of going through the entire evening from the dancing on, and just sort of like a replay, so that when he wakes up, and sees her little note, like, call me with a little heart, and her phone number and all that, he's gonna immediately piece it all together and be like, oh. And so that's what I'm attempting to accomplish here. I'm trying to set up a future kind of like encounter.
Okay, so give me a wits plus weird. It's going to be +1 because this is somebody that you met today. You've exchanged words or introductions with them at least once is the requirement for that. And I'm wondering if there would be any other bonuses that apply. If you can think of a good reason why you should have another +1, I definitely will allow that.
I can't think of anything right now.
So we'll just do wits and weird +1, please.
1 success.
You enter his dream. It's almost, and it's like you're seeing yourself from afar. You are like the director of this movie right now. In a way, you can. This is just like so much more of a visceral depiction than the way things actually transpired. But you're just seeing the events of the night just unfold before you, and you can just see this man who you haven't even exchanged names with yet. He's just reveling in the ecstasy of being with you, and you can just see how he's just burning on the inside with just absolute ecstasy as you guys dance together and you spin on the dance floor and you guys laugh hysterically and you guys engage in a night of passion. At the end, you see him just laying in bed, just facing up, and this is still in the dream. This is you just see him and yourself where you both are right now, except instead of sleeping, he's just looking straight up, and his eyes are just widened. He's just filled with this sense of just love and ecstasy and just excitement and just this burning desire and passion to just be with you. It's almost just like the most fulfilled he's ever felt, it seems. And it's just like, it just makes so much sense. It's just, he's probably had many nights with many different people, and maybe in his line of work it's more common or whatever, but this is so different. This is just completely different. This is just meant to be. This is just what it means to be alive. Do you exit after that, or is there anything else that's going on?
I just kind of want to have her, after forging this dream in his mind, she just kind of smiles to herself, gets up, gets dressed, like I said, writes a little note with a little heart, puts her phone number on there, leaves her name, Isabel. And she'll probably call like a cab to take her back to her car and go home.
Right. So you call a cab, and you get dropped off back where your car is, and you go home. And are you calling it a night from there? Or is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, she's been out late.
Frank and Emmanuel, you guys have been driving for about an hour now, and you're starting to wonder a little bit just how far you guys are actually going. He hasn't really told you what the deal is with this whole thing. He just just wanted you along for the ride, I guess. It's he's asked you to tag along on situations like this before. Usually it's just like extra security, or a few times it's just been you and Emmanuel, but usually there's somebody else or two or three there to go along. He's not a very secretive person from what you've seen, but this maybe seemed like, I don't want to say a secret, but he kind of just dipped out and took you and didn't really, might be what's going on there.
So, Frank will probably be relaxed, just sitting there. He trusts Manny, so he'll probably just stretch, yawn a bit. So, it's gonna take long, Manny.
Almost there, buddy. Just a few more minutes.
Okay.
Hey, listen, when we get here, I'm just gonna have you wait in the car, all right? Should be about 5 minutes. And
okay.
If you don't see me come out in 5, you can come in after me. How about that, buddy?
Okay. Should I be prepared for something?
Manny opens the glove box of the BMW, and you see a pistol just kind of resting in the glove box, and he just says, "You know how to use one of these?"
Nope.
Well, it's pretty easy, but hopefully you won't have to. But if anything bad happens, I'm gonna need you to intervene. All right, buddy?
Okay, I've seen what these things can do, and I can do more with my hands.
All right, that's your call. Hey, you're right. These things are dangerous, right? And he shuts the
Yeah,
glove
they
box and
are.
kind of just tries to change the subject. We're right about to be here, and it's like you guys have driven into just like another. You're not in the area anymore. Where you are is just there's swamps. It's just like tall grass, swamps, like very little houses. And from what you know about the area, it seems like you're pretty much on the outskirts of the Everglades. You've been driving for about an hour and a half, and it's been a pretty laid back drive and stuff like that. But you can definitely tell how the scenery's changed and what direction you've been going by how that scenery's changed. And before long, Emmanuel will pull up to this somewhat dilapidated shack of a house, and there's all these like traps and cages out front for somebody who's like a hunter or like trapper. And then Emmanuel parks the car. He doesn't even take the keys out, and he's just like, "All right, buddy, this shouldn't take long." And you guys are parked like right outside of this dilapidated shack, like almost to where you can kind of see like the shapes in the windows and the lights coming from inside and stuff like that. And so you're just kind of relaxing in the car, just waiting. And a couple minutes go by, and then another minute goes by, and then you just hear what sounds like just breaking furniture, just like a crash, and then another crash, and then just like maybe some glass breaking. And then maybe another minute passes, and Emmanuel walks out the door, and he re-enters the car, and he kind of just nudges you in the arm, and he's like, "All set, buddy. All right, let's head home now. Hey, thanks for keeping me company."
No problem, Manny. Anytime. You know
And
what
so,
I'm like.
so you guys start to drive back, and he is, he's not going to explain unless you ask. He's
Yes. I'll probably. Everything go all right, Manny?
Yeah, everything went fine. Just had to, to give somebody a little warning. We're the good
Okay.
guys, Frank.
Yeah, boss.
He was a bad guy, so I had to tell him to stop doing what's bad. And I think he's gonna listen. Because if he doesn't, next time it's gonna be different. You understand what I'm saying, Frank?
Right. That was a bad man.
Yes.
What did he do?
You see, this man fancies himself as somewhat of a leader. He's not part of our freehold or anything. He started some kind of a religious group or like a church out here in the Everglades area, and he's showing people. And we can't have it. He's trying to show them the truth about people like us. Out of character, you guys know that there's like a thing called ensorceling where you can make a mortal human see like a changeling's actual mask. It's the boon of a pledge. Like you can make it so like a regular person can see what you actually are. That's just something Frank. Emmanuel's like, he's showing people, he's trying to show people the truth behind things, and I can't really hold that against him, but it's dangerous, and he needs to stop.
You shouldn't do that. Isabel told me not to do that.
No, it's just better for all of us if we keep things like that, keep it between us, right? It's just like a family secret, right, Frank? I consider you family.
Me too, Manny.
That's
Consider
my
you
buddy.
family too.
He squeezes your shoulder, and you guys are just driving. Manny is just totally unfazed by whatever the fuck he just did. He's happy, whistling along with the radio, and before long, he drops you back off at your car, and he thanks you again. Like he does that little like play boxing with you thing before he kind of like sees you off.
Bye, Manny. Good night.
And he kind of pulls away. Did you have any other plans, or are we just going to say that you're going to head back home?
Yeah, definitely. Frank is probably tired, and he's gonna wake up early because it's so fluffy anyway.
Yeah. We'll say it's about 3 a.m, Raymond, you're awakened by this sound. Takes you a while to figure out like what this is, but you figure it out. You hear retching from the bathroom, just this terrible sound of just dry heaving, just retching, just and just like these exhausted pants. And you're just laying down, and this is what you're hearing right now.
Yeah, I just, every time like something like this happens, I'll just kind of like get up and, you know what I mean? Kind of stand by him, or, get the hair out of his face, or,
Yeah,
you know what I
see
mean?
him in the bathroom. He's he has a blanket wrapped around him, and he's hunched over the toilet, and he's covered in sweat. And when he's done throwing up, he'll just curl over on the bathroom floor for a few minutes before it all starts to happen again. And after about 15 or so minutes, you kind of lead him back to the couch and set him back down, and you get him like a moist towel or something to try to cool him down, or you can't really tell if he's hot, if he's cold. He's got the blanket on him, and he's sweating with bullets. His skin is just pale, even though it's this inhuman color. You can just see the paleness. It's just still very evident. And yeah, you get him set back up on the couch, and it looks like he's maybe gonna doze back off for a little bit at least. But you're surprised because this is starting already, and you thought it would take a little bit longer for him to start going into the bad parts of detox. You don't actually know when the last time he used anything was. When you saw him in the room, he was pretty much normal seeming, but that's not really a true sign of anything, He could have done it right before you got there. It could have been yesterday. You really have no idea. So with that, he's just gonna just lay down, and he's just shivering and trying to shut out the world and just go back to sleep again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just be there for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be compassionate. So
unless anybody has anything else to add, we'll say that the night passes and it's now Saturday. It's Saturday morning. Katrina, you wake up, TV still on, sort of just in that feeling that you kind of just like fell asleep in place and just didn't really move throughout the night. Almost like you fell asleep sitting up or something like that. You wake up as the phone's ringing, and you probably are like fully yourself and like awake and coherent on that third ring. And it's one of those very like bulky, hard gray plastic like cord phones that people used to have back then. Just like one of those clunky fucking things.
So I probably have to get up to get to the phone with the cord and then remain standing.
Pretty much, yeah.
I try to like slide down the wall if that's possible, because I've got a sore back from sleeping really weird for the whole night. I just saying, hello?
Katrina, it's me, Norma. How are you, dear? Hey, listen, I'm at the library today if you want to come by and talk or anything.
Yes. Sorry, you woke me up.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
No, don't worry, it's good. Yeah, I need to talk to you. It's probably a good idea if I come over.
Okay,
I
sure.
I want to talk to you about Raymond. I don't know, he freaked me out a little bit. Maybe he just had a bad day, but...
Well, why don't you come down here, we can talk about it. So I'll be at the library for the greater part of the day. So if you just want to come down and go around back, I can let you in. Just kind of park far away. I'm not supposed to have people in the library after business hours.
Okay.
Or when it's not business hours, sorry.
Okay, I come over. Do you want anything? I haven't eaten yet, so I could bring you, I don't know,
Oh, I would love
lunch.
a coffee.
Okay, coffee it is.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. And she hangs up. Raymond, you wake up. You immediately go to check out the couch to make sure Charlie's still there, and sure enough, he is. He's asleep. Looks like he's getting okay sleep for right now. But just the green, like pale look on his face just tells you that once that sleep ends, it's just going to be trouble all over again. Yeah, that's where you're at for the morning. Anything you wanted to add there?
Nope, just standing by, just kind of being there for him.
Isabel, you wake up in your apartment. Do you have a house or an apartment? You're in real estate, so I mean,
She has a
nothing's
house.
off the table.
got
Yeah,
a
you have
good
a house. You wake up in your
It's
house.
not actually a really nice place. She she spent a lot of money on her car and her phone so that she is able to be in contact with people and look good when she's out trying to sell houses. Her own house isn't that great.
So yeah, you wake up in the house. You wake up naturally, no alarm clock or anything. We'll say it's about like
noon or something.
Yeah, we'll say it's like 9, 10 a.m. or something. You feel a little bit hungover, but overall you had a good night. Nothing you can't handle or aren't used to. Overall, you'd consider it pretty much a success.
You know, she'll take her time, like getting up and being active. She's still kind of like groggy and all
Yeah.
that, you know, getting dressed. And the weekend is just, you know, like a free time for her, you know.
Yeah.
So there might be the occasional showing of a house, but not normally. So she's pretty open and doesn't have like plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably gonna wait on like one of the others to contact her. Because I know Raymond wanted to talk to her. He's gonna find some way to call her, I'm sure. I will call him like maybe like at noon or so, you know, whenever she's like feeling refreshed after, you know, that night and has had time to kind of think about it.
Frank, you wake up, Fluffy's barking her head off, needs to be let out. And you know, this is your standard alarm clock of just having a dog. So you wake up, you strap her leash on, and you guys are kind of walking out the apartment building. And as you exit the door, you see Joe outside. He's about to come into his apartment as you're leaving, and he's just like, "Morning, Frank."
Morning. Morning.
You look like you had a long night last night. How about it, young fella?
Yeah, some friends needed some help. Exhausted.
That's a helpful guy.
How's that? What was it? Cabinet you needed moving. Is it okay?
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Anyway, I have to go outside with Fluffy, take him out. Have a nice day.
See you, Frank, and he enters his house and shuts the door behind him. And so you take Fluffy outside, and you got the bag in your hand and the leash in the other, and you're kind of just doing the walk that you usually, you know, just a couple times around the block. So you take her for like a walk, and so she can like do her business or whatever. And when that's all done, you know, you guys go back inside, and you know, you're ready to like start your morning routine there.
It's Sunday right now, right?
Saturday.
Makes much more sense. Yeah.
So you have the day off today.
Yeah. What I think Frank would do, he'd try to be like active, try to go to something like a local park, and just enjoy the day outside.
Absolutely. And you have like a public park that's not too far from your house. It's just like the basic kind of, you know, some runners go there. There's some benches for people who just like to sit and read a book and stuff like that. There's a fountain. It's just a really pretty place. It's just like a town park kind of deal. And you've spent some time there. You like to go there on your day off and just either bring the dog and just, you know, like have a good time just relaxing, or, you know, maybe by yourself and just walk or try to be active and stuff like that. So this is a place you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah. So I'll probably take a blanket with me and just, you know, set out somewhere, prop myself against a tree, and just maybe even catch a couple of Z's while Fluffy plays and stuff like that.
Katrina, all right, so you've decided to go visit Norma at the library. Anything you're doing before you head out, and how are you planning on getting there?
How far is it from wherever I live?
It's not too far, but I would say you wouldn't want to walk there. I want to say it's like about, it'd be like a 10-minute drive if you were gonna just like drive there. There's public transportation. Yeah, there's public transportation. Okay.
Then I take that.
So there's like a bus stop not too far from your apartment building, maybe a couple blocks. There's a cafe on the way. Whatever you might want to do before you actually make it to the library, and you know that you can take a bus to an area that is maybe like another 5-minute walk from the library itself. So that's a fairly short trip.
Okay, I'll do that. So I pick up 2 coffees, something for breakfast, and head out.
So you're riding on the bus, and you got this tray in your hand. two drinks there in a bag of some like donuts or muffins or whatever. You're just kind of taking in the city scene there of just all these other people taking the bus, and you guys are kind of just like driving past maybe like 2 stops, and then you make it to the stop closest to the library, and you get up and walk off the bus up to the bus stop and start trekking it down the street to where this public library is. And it's not like a huge library. It's not like a university library or anything like that. This is just a town public library. I would assume there's like a few, because Fort Lauderdale is a city and it's probably a few, but it's just one of just like Fort Lauderdale Public Library. Norma's just a librarian there. She's not like the head of anything. She's just a regular librarian. And so you take heed to what she says, and you walk around the back instead of going to the main door, and you can kind of see where she's sort of left like a rock where the back door is, so that it would be open for you.
Yeah, so I nudge it open with my foot, trying to balance the coffee and the snacks of whatever kind.
Yeah, so you're able to scoot past that door. A couple of steps in, you just hear Norma just, Katrina?
Yeah, it's me.
I'm in here. And you hear from like down the hall.
Okay, I'm coming downstairs.
So this library is fairly big. It's got 2 stories. So there's the 2-story part is like the regular main adult section of the library, and then there's also like a smaller side part, which is clearly like the children's part of the library, and it has all these very, very colorful murals and just very like kid-friendly aesthetic things like that. Drawings of flowers that kids have obviously done. I remember like the elementary school I was in the 90s had like this mural of like all these like multicultural like ethnicities and stuff like holding hands like around the world. And I would imagine that like this place has something similar like that, where it's just showing like all the people, that like make up the world. You can see Norma. She's just kind of posted up in the kids part of the library. She's got a like stack of folders in front of her and one of those carts of books. And you can see she's looking at papers. She's organizing books a little bit. She gives you a look and she's like, "Ooh, thank you for the coffee." And she quickly snatches it from you. And she's like, "Nope, that's fine. That's fine. I really appreciate it." And you see her. She's just like super happy to have it. Takes a big gulp.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So,
Thanks.
So what's the matter, dear? What did you want to talk to me about? You seemed kind of worked up when you left me that message.
Yeah, I had a lot of things on my mind last night.
She points to a big set of beanbag chairs in this kids part of the library, and she's just like, "Sit down, dear." And you guys both take a seat on these just like giant like beanbags.
So, okay, I don't really know where to start. I mean,
listen, last night was a crazy night. But
yeah,
go on.
We went to find this Charlie kid.
Yeah. And I appreciate you guys doing that. I really do.
Yeah,
looking after the flock, that's what I'm about. And you guys really showed that to me. But go on.
I thought Raymond is this really nice guy. I mean, he picked me up that very same night, and then we gather a huge group to find this one kid. And I don't know, I thought it was like we tried to make a family meeting, basically, or like we try to represent the courts and like approach him and show him that we actually all care about him. And well, then we arrive at the house, and I mean, Raymond walks in alone, and he's right about that. Maybe it would have looked weird if we all walked in there. And there's this really loud commotion. I hear him shouting, I don't know what. He comes out with this Charlie kid, and I don't know. I would have suspected Charlie would be scared of him, because Raymond seemed to be really imposing and went on about all these weird things for that night. But Charlie just wanted to hang out with him and like, I don't know, solve his drug problem. It's all so much. Shit, Norma, I don't know.
There, Katrina. Now, I know Raymond has shown a little bit of tough love to the guy, but I really think that what he's doing might actually be the best course of action for this young man. I've known Charlie for the entire time he's been a member of this freehold. I know about a little bit about his experiences before, and I also know you and Raymond really well. And your concern for him is one of the reasons why I appreciate you. And Raymond's tough love is one of the reasons why I appreciate him. I feel that things are falling into place when it comes to Charlie.
I hope so.
Do you disagree?
I mean, I hope Charlie makes it. I do think Raymond can help him. I mean, he's a doctor after all. I know he's not really trained in emergencies, but he knows how to look out for Charlie, I think.
Raymond is a good man. I trust in that. I always have.
Okay, so one more thing. You say you trusted him always.
Yes.
So you heard what Charlie told us, that he saw one of the true Fae. He believes he saw one of them.
I do believe in what he said, and I hope to God it's not true. And we're not going to honestly know until we see what he saw. So how far along are you guys on figuring out if we can check out his dream? I think that's the best course of action. We need to look into his mind, see what he saw, and then we can know for sure whether or not this is. God, I just hope it's not.
Yeah, I also hope it's not. I don't know, but we haven't tried that yet. To be perfectly honest with you, I've never tried that. But Raymond suggested we meet him tonight, and obviously Charlie will be with him. So maybe we can get on that. But I'm very afraid about what Raymond is going to propose or do if we do find out that there are true Fae among us. So last night he was very quick to suggest that we stalk around some children that Charlie had seen and that he believes are fetches, or maybe are going to be abducted.
Norma just sighs. She's like, Jesus. And she rubs her forehead a little bit, just like, oh, God.
So you see my problem.
Yeah,
Katrina will look a bit strung up. Like she doesn't know how to act and what to do.
Norma is silent for a second. I'm going to sound really cold saying this, but the children or the fetches or whatever they are not the concern right now. What I'm concerned about is whether or not there's a creature out there in our freehold who's doing these things. Whether or not what may or may not have happened to these children is not my concern right now. And it hurts me to say that, but my concern right now is for the freehold and it's for us. Don't take this as me agreeing with what Raymond is proposing or intends to do. I just don't think you guys should be focused on the children at all right now. Just let it go. This is an ugly world, Katrina, and terrible things happen to people every day. And I hope to God that these children are themselves returned, by whatever miracle. But I think what's important right now is just getting to the bottom of Charlie's dream. I do have faith that Raymond is a good man and will act as such, but I need you to keep me informed if you think he's going to go off the rails. He's a man who's dealt with a lot of hurt in his life, and as much as I don't want to believe it, I wouldn't be surprised if he planned on taking things a little too far. So just keep me in the loop, but I urge you not to be too concerned with Raymond. Like I said, I have the utmost trust in him.
Well, okay. I'll keep you informed. That's a good point, actually. I believe we could have resolved this whole mess a bit sooner if we Well, if we had a better connection to the crow people, or just in general, I don't know. It really rubbed me the wrong way yesterday that nobody really seemed to care until like Charlie was missing for like, I don't know, how long was he missing? Weeks? We noticed.
Norma's gonna do like the sigh again and just be like, look, I'm not proud of what we as a freehold have let go on. And I do agree that at some point, this whole thing has to stop. These are people that we're supposed to be caring after, not people that we should just be complacent and just letting them unravel and downward spiral. But, there's this whole thing it's more complicated than you think, and, I think it would just be easier to just not know the full scope of this. And I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying that, but look, I love Charlie, and I want what's best for him, and I want him to be clean, and I want him to have a good life. And these others, I care for them too because they're part of my freehold. But Charlie is the one that's under my wing, and his success is the most important to me. And there are others in this freehold who have done a lot more damage than just turning a blind eye. And you know what? I don't want to burden you with the details of this, but if you knew the truth about this, there's people who not only let this go on, they encourage this. And it makes me sick, but it's not my place. It's just really not. I can't change the whole thing, I would need everybody to help me. And I know Emmanuel has my side. Me and Allison are fairly close. I have a decent relationship with the courts, but we would all need to be on the same page. And frankly, as cohesive as we are, I just don't ever see it being on that level.
So you're not telling me?
So I know that a few members of our freehold unfortunately do drugs. That's not something I'm proud of. That's not something I'm glad that we let go by the wayside. But there's also, you know what? I just have to say it. There's members of the Winter Court who are straight up involved in this shit. You think Melissa gets her junk from a mortal? No, that's not true.
I thought she got it herself. Like they have this. Charlie told me they walk around the hedge.
Oh, for the goblin fruits? Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
But do you realize they do human drugs too? She's a heroin addict. And I know she doesn't just get this stuff on the streets by mortal means. I know that there's people in our freehold that are profiting off of her demise.
That's brutal.
I'm not happy with it myself, but there's things that you have to kind of just ignore to. And you see, she's very upset to just like admit this. It just hurts. Like she just.
I get it, Norma.
It's the ugly secret. It's the
we're
ugly
stronger
secret.
together. I get it. But still, I don't think it's right.
It's not right. It's not at all.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of a which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the duets tag to find out more.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The Chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the City of London, and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.